What's cracking, everybody? My name is Charles and welcome to my channel. This is Cars and Comics by Charles, the Triple C. In today's video, I'm going to give you a breakdown of back orders from CGC and how to look up how long it's going to take for you to get your comic book back graded from CGC. So basically, when you first log into CGC, in the upper right hand corner, you're going to see this little icon here that says My CGC. When you click on that, it'll give you a drop down here that says My Account, My Submissions. I'm obviously avoiding my account email just to kind of protect myself. But when you click on My Submissions, it takes you to this page here. And then you want to click on View Status. Now, once you do that, it's going to give you a list of all your submissions that you have in the system. Now, there's a lot going on here. I don't want to confuse people. The main column you want to look at is this column here called Received. I want to give a little explanation as to what that actually means. So basically, right here in this example, this row, you'll notice that as of October 29th is when they received this order of 8 comic books to be graded. They're all modern, and basically once they receive them, that means that they open them up, they put them in their system. If I click on this red button here, it'll give me a list of all the comics that they did receive. So always check it just to make sure it's accurate and make sure that the titles they wrote in and whatnot are accurate. And then from there, it's a waiting game. But basically, once they enter it, it gets put into scheduled for grading status. They do have an explanation of all the statuses up here. It's kind of overkill. It's really simple. Once they receive it, enter it, it's scheduled for grading. And then once they, about a week out from doing the grading, they'll put it into grading and quality control, which really means that, hey, we're literally about to grade it, even though you think that the schedule for grading means we're about to grade it. So from right here, you got about a 1 week window. And then after that, you'll actually see it say shipped, where you can click on it and see your grades if you actually wanted to see the grades on the comic books that you received, or if you'd rather be surprised and do the reveal when you get back to your house. It's always kind of fun too, and just kind of wait. I always cheat and look, but anyway, to see the current turnaround times, there's these red icons here. If you click on the current turnaround times, they'll actually break it down in 3 different segments. So you have one for regular grading. You have one for CGC Signature Series, which is basically their yellow label slabbed. That means that they would have to witness the signature with either the artist or writer there, whoever's signing there present, and sign off on it. And then it would get the yellow slab. Otherwise, you're not going to get that. But there's also CCS Pressing, which is their pressing company that allows you to send in a comic, get it pressed, and then from there, they submit it to either one of the 2, their signature series or their grading. But each one of these has different turnaround times. And if you look here as I scroll down, I'm only going to focus on the comic books. I know there's trading cards, magazines, concert posters, lobby cards, not focus on any of that. That's a whole different beast. But if you just look at the grading for comic books, you've got all these different types here. You have modern, economy, standard. There's different levels. Modern has to be 1975 to the present, has to be less than $400. And once you do that, they group them all together. And from that grouping, the second they enter it, like I said, that's basically when they enter it in their system, 131 days from that date. Now, if you look here, this is another moving target as well as these moving targets. So these constantly change. So 131 today might be 140 next week. I've seen it change drastically in 2021. But basically, they would also add this, which now is great. They just recently updated this on the 15th of November, 2021, which was yesterday. Today's the 16th of November, to say that all submissions, they're opening as they receive. What that means is that if I send in something today, 3-day priority mail, 2-day priority mail, it gets there and they get to it that day, that means that the clock starts once they enter it. So if they're able to enter it that day, you'll see them enter it and it'll come up right here. So in this case, they entered it once they opened the box on October 29th. But in this case, they waited a month because they were backlogged. So really, if, without sounding too confusing, this is the only days that you look at now based on what you pay for. If you pay for the normal standard shipping, you're looking at 131 days. If you paid an additional fee to get it fast tracked, meaning it's now going to come to you much faster, but you'll pay an additional fee per comic that you do that with, you'll get it a lot quicker in 71 days. In essence, this is a cutting service. You get cut to the front of the line, which is a little weird if you're only doing the standard, then people keep cutting. What if everyone did this? Is it just going to make this 131 just really backlog possibly? But it used to be 131 plus they were like a month behind at one point when I was checking it. That means that it was actually like 161 days. You'd add the 131 plus when they were opening it based on when you send it. Got to be very confusing. And to add more confusion, they just sent a letter out to clear it up. But to add to the confusion, this letter came out and it was posted on the 15th when they did an update to their efficiency. So basically they hired consultants, which is interesting because that's exactly what I used to do for a living before I graduated to my own company, my own marketing company. But basically a consultant will look at operational efficiencies, see if workflows are leading to time wasters and that kind of thing. So they were able to make their business more efficient. Now they're claiming that they're all clear. They're acquiring an additional 25,000 square foot facility. That should be able to help. The one thing that a lot of people don't recognize is that people can get upset about back orders and company behind on orders. What they don't realize, it's very hard for a company to scale with an increase in demand because there's a lot of decisions that need to be made. Without boring everybody, in a nutshell, you don't know how much resources you need, and if you overdo it, when that demand drops off, you're in a bad spot as a business because you're not able to fulfill that demand, meaning you have too much warehouse space. In this case, if they overshot it, how much of that 25,000 is going to be overdone, how many employees need to be laid off, all that kind of stuff. So they're assuming that the demand's going to warrant this. They'll probably still have a push and pull to see how much back order they need or want, or if they have none at all, do they hire too many people, that kind of thing. So anyway, they got around that problem. Things should improve. They said these submissions were put through the optimized workflow, and by 2021 December, all operations will have fully transitioned to the new optimized workflow. So a lot of people got comic books early. I was stating before I got to this page about confusion. I had people that were buying from me pre-sales on eBay for comic books that I thought were going to be graded in 55 days because that was the window in the middle of summer that they were stating. This used to be 55 days for modern comics in July. And now fast forward 4 months, and it's now 131 days, more than doubled. And that puts a strain on people like me and also my buyers and purchasers on eBay who expected the comics in like September, October, and it's now November and there's still not an update in the system. Well, I know when it's coming. They're coming mid-December based on this. So this gives you peace of mind. It is a moving target. Same with the fast track. And this could always change as well. They're caught up now, but that used to be something that would confuse people. But their optimized workflow was interesting because even said in that letter that they were shoveling some people through. And I got a lot of emails saying, hey, where are my comics? I submitted my comics. Even someone as far as Australia said, I submitted my comics. How am I not getting your comics? Like, you're lying to me. And I could see they have every reason to believe that. But that was probably their only submission, and they were probably part of the optimized workflow as a practice run, and they got their comics much quicker. So hopefully this is a good sign of things to come as things improve. One good thing that that I like is that these days are really accurate. So if they submitted something and it's like even a week out, you're probably pretty on point. So I would always take a look at this. And if you look at the actual submission dates here, like I'll give you an example here. Let's just assume, well, this one's October. Let's just assume one comes in today. So through this little website here, timeanddate.com, I'll click today as the start date. The end date's going to be around, I've already done this, so I'm not going to waste your time here. So for 131 days, if they arrived, opened it, and of course, like I said, they have to enter it into their system, and it'll show here, so assuming this is 11/16/2021, you're going to be looking at getting that comic if the days remain the same, which, like I said, it's a moving target. It's only gotten worse in 2021. It has not improved. So I'm anticipating that with that letter hopefully staying stagnant or maybe even improving. You're looking at 3-27, so March 27, 2022. If you're selling on eBay, pre-sales, keep in mind that goes beyond the 90-day window that eBay guarantees a sale. I've notified eBay many times as to the problem of this and the fact that a lot of people buy pre-sales, but the fact that the CGC is going beyond 90 days. Even for their fast track, it's cutting it really close, 71. But you can imagine some pre-sales you might do a couple weeks in advance or even a month in advance. And then you add 71 days from the time they get it. It's going to go beyond the 90 days, even at their fastest pace. What that means is that eBay won't guarantee any kind of refund or if there's a damaged comic. This is a major issue. This is why I'm transitioning away from eBay to my own website to do pre-sales. I'll talk a little bit more in a different video about the frustrations with eBay and with pre-sales and what to look out for, the pros and cons on both the buyer end and the seller end in a future video. But look, if you got any value from this video and you want to see future videos like this that are very insightful regarding the industry and the hobby, go ahead and hit the bell icon. You'll be reminded of future videos that I put out. But also, I want everyone to gain value. The whole point of collecting is to have fun. You make money, and all that goes hand in hand. And as always, enjoy collecting, make cash, and be content. And I'll see you on the next video.